The 5 triggers of a real estate rebound. I want to make you this video because most people ask the wrong question when they're investing in real estate. Most people ask, how do I know I'm at the bottom? Or are we at the bottom? That's not a great question because it's impossible to answer without a crystal ball. The question that you should be asking is, the question you should be asking is, how do I know when we're going to have a rebound, not when we're at the bottom? How do I know what's going to trigger a rebound? So the team and I got together, we looked at history, and we said, here are the 5 things that we put together for you that will indicate a real estate rebound. Let's go through them. Number 5, rate cuts equals a confidence surge. Now, it wouldn't be a list of real estate rebound without interest rate mention. Interest rates are so closely tied to and correlated to real estate values and property prices. When rates go down, people can afford more and property prices go up. Now, we've recently seen rates drop a few times, and it's kind of been like false noise. It hasn't really stimulated the way that it usually does or it typically does. But that all changes when rates hit around 2%. If rates drop to around 2%, that's where historically we really see a great stimulus to the real estate market. So number 5, you're going to look for rate cuts and rates dropping. What else do we got? Number 4, inventory clearing. So it's not always about home prices or property values. It's about transactions. And transactions are measured in the real estate space as months of inventory. So how many transactions are there? How many trades are people making in real estate? And what does that mean for a backlog of inventory? So when you talk to your realtor or real estate professional, you might hear months of inventory. And every market's a little bit different. But when we start to see inventory clearing and we see those months of inventory start to go down month over month over month, now we're indicating a real estate rebound. Why? Because people are trading again, transactions are moving, and buyers and sellers are out there in the marketplace. We're getting more demand and we're getting less supply, which means there's a rebound. Prices start to increase. That's number 4. Number 3, government intervention. We're already seeing in different provinces and even states across America, we're seeing development charges and taxes starting to get eased. We're seeing some provinces that are really pro-development and being very friendly about fast-tracking things. When the government intervenes, that's when we get some changes, especially in Canada where we have a high level of government regulation compared to other countries. When that regulation is eased or it encourages development, it encourages transactions, that is an indication of a real estate rebound. Number 3, government intervention. What else we got for you? Number 2, and this one's important that most people don't realize, institutional capital moves first. The big players, the institutional capital, they're always deciding where they're going to invest their money. When you see them start to invest in real estate, especially in a down market, you know that something is happening. The reason why is very simple. Institutional capital doesn't make emotional decisions. It makes decisions based on numbers, based on forecasts, based on balance sheets, and based on facts. It follows the metrics. And it has a team of researchers much greater than a team of you or I could ever have that's looking at the market every single day. And when that money starts to move into real estate, you know that something big is coming. So watch what institutional capital is doing. Number 1, and probably the top thing that indicates a rebound, is buyer psychology. When buyer psychology shifts, when people start buying again, when people start spending money in the economy, you know that people are going to start spending money on real estate investing again. So buyer psychology and consumer sentiment has been historically one of the top things that signals a rebound of the real estate market. So, over and above the rates, it's how people feel. The trigger doesn't look like a bang. We wrote this down. It looks like busy open houses and firm offers on week-old listings. Once you start to see that happen, you know that consumer confidence is coming back, the buyer psychology is shifting, and we just may be looking at a rebound. Now you know a question not to ask and which question to ask. And the 5 signals that historically show us we're in a real estate rebound.